Okay guys, we're going to dismantle these Petcocks here. Basically, this is what was on the bike. This is what I bought the bike with. You can see it's a little chewed up. I kind of cannibalized parts from both of these Petcocks. I got this one from Baltimore Cycle Salvage. But I cannibalized parts from both to try and keep this one from leaking, and it still drips a little bit. So we're going to try and fix that problem right now. See this leaf spring, when I put this one together, I tightened up this leaf spring a little bit to prevent it from leaking. This valve also has a whole new gasket around the edge that came with the K&L kit that seems to have fixed the leak out of the faceplate problem. It's no longer getting around this and down onto the bottom of the Petcock. There's my new gasket. Let me get my picky tool out here. Little picky tool action. Be very ginger with this. I don't want to pop a hole in this guy. You can see it's nice and soft and supple. It's been sitting in gasoline for a few weeks too, so it's had plenty of time to soften up. Let's take that into the new valve body and the new outer ring. Ever so ginger with this. Don't want to screw up that seal, because it will leak. Okay, now here's what the original faceplate looked like, and here is what my slightly modified faceplate looks like. You can see that little tang there. I've knocked that down so that the knob can spin 360 degrees. Hopefully I'll get an off setting if I do that. Can't forget the leaf spring here. If you're getting drips out of the faceplate, sometimes it helps to take a pair of needle nose pliers, and this spring looks like a wave. You can see that. You make it a little bit wavier, and that'll increase the pressure against the faceplate, which will push the valve tighter into that seal, that seal with the 5 holes in it. You do have to be careful with that. If you're assembling this whole thing dry, like no gasoline, nothing, sometimes it helps to get a little bit of, just a little dab of engine oil on the tip of your finger and rub the back of this lever here, because you don't want it to stick and then rip that seal once everything's buttoned up, because this is all greased up nicely with gasoline. I'm not too worried about that. With any luck, because this is in the on position, not the prime position, there shouldn't be any airflow moving through this guy. This is the main fuel outlet, and because I've got my faceplate all locked down, all my seals in tight, and I've got that new O-ring on the piston back here, there should not be any way for air to get from here to there, or vice versa. So let's test that out. Nothing. Let's try it this way. Still nothing. So that's a good sign. Check the off setting. That turns all the way up. That's good. Check it again. Nothing. And prime. That's good. Alright. So I'm happy with this. Like I said before, new O-ring in there. I also, you can take, there's a little brass spring in there, a little steel spring that sits inside this bucket here, and it pushes the diaphragm closed so that piston can't come back. And when you draw a vacuum, when the engine draws a vacuum through this, atmospheric pressure sucks this backwards and it opens that little groove inside, so it pulls it back like that. And it allows fuel to flow. Okay, got my vacuum line Slide that on there. Okay. Last step, you want this stem to pop out, and this guy, after 30 years of being in this little slot here, is kind of fidgety, so be careful when you pop it out. You don't want to break it, because this is what keeps the crud out of your float bowls. There we go. You can see there's some crap in there already. Rinse that off. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. Slide that guy in there. And make sure you get this. You can't really screw it up because one of these ends is bigger than the other, so you can't stick it in the wrong end, but just be sure, don't force it. Nice and easy. Slot that down in there and get it seated. K&L kit also comes with a nice new gasket here. This guy. Nice soft rubber. And you can't, it's designed not to be able to get it backwards. You see the little tab there? That goes across here. Slide it down and around. Press it in gingerly. Make sure that it's seated properly. The other thing is, don't forget, these Petcocks have a little gasket that goes there as well. I soaked this in a little bit of carb cleaner just to get most of the funk out of it, and my gaskets popped off, so I had to fish those out. But here they are. They're not in too bad shape. They don't really need to be pretty, they just need to keep the fuel from getting out through the bolt holes. So I think, with any luck, I may be ready. We have a winner, fellas.